today the focus would be Milesight presentation,
Okay.
and primarily we will talk about how we guys are good and better in the market vis-a-vis other surveillance brands. So what is unique about our products? And Milesight is one brand which Cohesive is very optimistic, and we guys are our revenues are exponentially increasing in Milesight with a healthy bottom line and top line. So I will jump on the slides what talks about Cohesive, because you know us for last 1 decade, and with all your wishes and blessings, we guys are doing decent, and this year also we should have a 30% up on our revenues. We deal in some multiple brands, so today our focus will be primarily on surveillance brand products, which would be from Milesight. So jumping straight to the surveillance of Milesight. So Milesight is a company which we tied up around 4-5 years back, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember the exact year, and we started very slow because these are expensive cameras and people in the market were not ready to buy vis-a-vis other brands which are far more reasonably priced, without naming the brands in the market. But we stick to our guns, and we said no, it's a good brand. Slowly and steady, I'm sure market will definitely respond to it, and customer in India is looking for a quality product. So Milesight is founded around a decade back, and today their revenues are very high. They are there in 120 countries with their offices in Korea, US, and factory in China. Their turnover is now, this is around 6 months slide back, so around 40 millions, which is around 300 crores. And they represent 2,000 partners globally. You can see the top line, which is another new thing which is coming up. It is at the same stage which Milesight was there 5 years back. So Milesight as a company, this is the corporate office of Milesight in Xiamen, and they have taken over, or you can say it is a merger of their two sisters concerns, which is EStar and IoT. Earlier, Milesight, EStar, and IoT were three different companies. Now today, because Milesight have done great in revenues, so Milesight has become like an umbrella that to Milesight IoT and EStar. Milesight IoT, my gut feel, is the new in thing which is going to happen in next couple of years. So the best part is that why I'm telling you is this, that there can be some projects where we guys can talk each other, and we want to connect surveillance with IoT. Another good news for you all people, because of the issues and the China's relations between India and the border, people are right now, government customers are not are specifically denying Chinese products. So Milesight has specifically launched an NDAA compliant series of cameras. You can find this list on the Milesight and Cohesive website. NDAA is a National Defense Authorization Act by United States of America. This National Defense Authorization Act allows only specific chipsets which are critical components in cameras to be used, and no other chipset of any other country of origin can be used on that specific cameras. And Milesight is the only company today in China which is NDA compliant with some specific models. As you all know, AI and analytics we have already launched. So this is again one feather in the cap where people are saying, fine, you guys are Chinese, but if you have NDA compliant, we are okay with it. So these NDA compliants at 2019, if your US allows to implement these products in their defense and government organizations. So this company, as I said, you started from way back around a decade back, and till 2021 they have launch something good. They have taken over a few companies, or not taken over in the right way. It would be a merger of sister concerns, and everyone is putting it in the same umbrella. And IoT is now going to be a part of Milesight. Slowly, you will find, and soon you will find a lot of IoT analytics based solutions on Milesight surveillance. So now, what I will focus on surveillance. So if you will see, Milesight brand is product series is divided into mini series, pro series, panoramic, PTZ cameras, NVRs, 4K NVRs. So one by one, we will take care of what we guys do and what these products are, and specifically which segment we should pitch in, and how these how these products are different than the other brand products available in the market. So mini is a very ultra small size, very the ambience factor, the physical factor, the form factor of the product is very nice. It looks good aesthetically, and not only the aesthetic is an angle. You can see it on the my desktop presentation that it can go up to 120-degree wide angle view, and it has a smart IR. This is a new concept what we have launched now. Generally, you will find multiple bunch of LEDs on the cameras. Now, this is a new smart IR technology where you have a low beam and a high beam. And based on the ambience light, the angle of the beam changes automatically. Gives you a far better clear picture. You don't get that white light which you generally see when the IR gets on. As it says, we have 4K cameras, and we are vandal proof and weather proof. The beauty is, another beauty is on the left side. If you see on the down to the cameras, it's written that we guys are starlight, and we have 0.001 lux till we can give you in colored images. So whatever I'm saying, don't make it a benchmark for all the models. So you have to specifically go to the price list and data sheets and find out that which camera has can go up to 0.001 lux or 0.002 lux, or which WDR goes up to 120 dB or 140 dB. So depending on the megapixels, FPS, WDRs and low lights, I will request everyone to go to the data sheets. Because we don't have time to go to that specific model, this presentation would be focusing on what this product gives you more strength vis-a-vis the other brands in the market. So this one single slide, we'll talk about it. Like, sorry, there is an, okay, I will put it like this so that it doesn't jump. So we have mini which we are talking about, and then we will talk about other products as well. As I explained, you have Pro Series and Vandal Proof. In mini, we have multiple ranges of our cameras. Now, because in India to import, we cannot import all cameras till it is not BIS certified. So in mini, you will find when you will go to the price list, you have fixed lens or motorized lens. So if there are 6 types of mini, Milesight and Cohesive has specifically chosen specific mini series cameras, and which are BIS certified, and we import. So I will request, when you pitch into the customer or to your partner, please see the price list, because all those cameras which are there in the price list are BIS certified. Then the another series is a Pro Series camera, which is a more professional and high-end camera, and it has a Starlight sensor. The WDR is 140 dB starts from, and it has versatile interfaces which you can see down to the right third bottom. You have specific alarm IO ports, audio IO ports. You have PIRIS. If you will go to the price list, I will also like to just open a price list to explain you how it So if you see, these are the mini series. So this is the new mini series what we have launched, and on the price list we have also given you another link on the features of the cameras and the VCA. So once you click it, you will open that specific feature list or video content analyst features. So if you see a C on the back of the camera, please understand those all are AI cameras, artificial intelligence. And if there is no C in the camera, it is a VCA camera. So an AI camera is VCA plus AI features, and AI is a standard AI features. VCA is a standard VCA and AI is VCA plus AI. And you can click the specific document to understand what AI and VCA means. So for just for sake of explaining you, I am just clicking this for AI and you get this sheet. So once you click in, you can see what does an AI camera does. It does human detection or a vehicle detection or regional people counts or face detection. Remember, this is face detection, not face recognition. Okay, we guys do face detection, and basic recognition we do it of some products like glass. It cannot say that if Ajir or Rajesh or Nikhil or Amit ji, or Nikhil ji, Amit or Ravi ji has entered that these are the people with these names. For that, we right now you have to talk to the third party applications. But yes, Milesight is working on that specific mode as well. Good feature like face privacy mode, because in US and all, privacy is a concern, so people don't want their faces to get recorded. So you can have a mosaics defined for the people or the employees who are daily coming to it. Okay, I will go back to the presentation. So in Pro Series also, when you will go to the price list, you will find multiple cameras, but please only focus on those cameras which are there in the price list. And just to repeat, all Pro Series or Mini Series have 4K cameras. They have WDR up to 140 dBs. What is a WDR? I will explain you in the coming slides. Our starlight goes up to 0.001 lux. Our motion detection is also sensitive defined. Sometimes what happens is that I'm just jumping it because we all from the sales want to know what motion detection is there in all cameras. So what is so unique about Milesight motion detection? A 2000 rupees camera also has a motion detection. But in a motion detection of a 2000 rupees camera, anything which moves you create an alarm. In Milesight, I will take you through a slide where you can fix the sensitivity of the motion detection. You know that when the leaf moves, the sensitivity has to be on the low, but when the human moves, the sensitivity should be high. So it filters out. So there is an artificial intelligence. So while you are configuring, your engineer is configuring a camera for a motion detection, he can seeing the area where the camera is getting mounted, what motions are happening in that specific area, and what analysis you want to generate out of it. You can manage the sensitivity of a motion detection on the user interface. So as I said, we also have PTZ cameras, and we have 360 degrees PTZ cameras, and our hot selling model is bullet, which is 360 degrees. You can see if my mouse moving out. These cameras are very reasonably priced, and it has 12x zoom. And now we have launched speed domes up to 42 or 46x, if I'm not wrong. I will come into the exact, but it works up 42x. Yes, it's written here. So 42x optical zoom is there in our speed dome cameras. We have launched mini dome PTZ as well as mini bullet PTZ to give a benefit of PTZ to a customer, but at a very reasonably priced. Okay. Again, as I always say, and I had said in the previous slides, they are 4K or WDRs or FPS. We have FPS up to 120 FPS. Just to inform everyone in this webinar that we have cameras up to 120 FPS, which is a huge and big one, and people generally use it for license plate recognition. So you have to pick and choose the specific model which you want to pitch into the customer based on his requirement. All those specifications are there in the price list, but I will also request people to not only confide on the price list, but also look into the data sheets as well while pitching in the specific model of the product to a customer. As I said, and I had explained you, like Mini or Pro, we have multiple PTZs as well. So, but only pitch in those which are mentioned in the price list, because those are BIS certified and we are legally allowed to import. We are lucky enough that we did the BIS at the right time. Today, the BIS for country of origin of China is becoming a problem here in India. Another beautiful, this slide is very interesting, series of cameras. This is one of the major chunk of business we guys do. So if you will see, the main Milesight business comes from where? We do extremely good business from Mini Series, which was the first slide, because there people pick up volumes when they try to compare it with brands, ABC brands, which they have multiple cameras like line 1, line 2, line 3, and now they are calling project series cameras. So Milesight basic camera is much more higher end than the highest category of a competitor. So please mark that. Okay. So if you are talking of a line 3 or line 4 cameras without naming a brand of this company, their highest brand camera, which costs you $6,500-7,000, is still technically far below than what we guys are offering. Coming back to Panoramic, which will definitely raise your eyebrows and create some tinkling in your brains. We are one of the few guys who have launched 180-degree panoramic cameras. So there are a lot of people who does not want 360 degrees. They don't want PTZ, because PTZ has benefits as well as their own weakness, like they are always rotating or roaming, and 360-degree movement. So there is a physical movement of motors going on. There can be a wear and tear of the belts, because you're doing PTZs of camera every second, minute, or let's say 10 times in a day. So nowadays people have started saying, instead of buying one 360-degree, I will prefer to buy two 180-degree cameras, cover it, and there should be no wear tear. Okay. So we have launched in bullet and dome 180-degree panoramic cameras. Over and above, 360-degree panoramic fisheye cameras are there with us and with the competition. But yes, we guys have launched 180-degree bullet and dome. This sells like hotcake in cohesive. Partners are happy about it and competitors are envy about it. So they are so envy about it that they know in the proposal, if there's a 180-degree camera which has come in, it has to be Milesight. Because when our people go out in the field, we tell that if there is a lobby, you have to put 3 cameras of a brand B, you jolly well put 1 camera of Milesight, which is, and it covers the cost. It is far more reasonable than those 3 stupid cameras, and you get a better way of positioning your mean time between. Your failure rates goes down because you're not putting 3 cameras, you're putting 1 camera. You save on the cables, you get a better resolutions, you get, because you guys are sitting on 120 dB WDR, your display modes, dewrapping is there, because it comes, you can play around with the images which is coming in the panoramic view. Okay. And you have heat maps. Heat maps is another interesting thing. For an example, if you put a panoramic camera in a shopping mall and you have counters of shoes and shirts and jackets, and in shirts you have 2 brands, for an example, you have Alan Solly or Louis Philippe, and you want to know that which sale is happening. So it senses the heat map, that where the number of visitors are coming. So it does not work only as a surveillance, but it can it has an intelligence. It can give you a good, decent MIS reports. Okay, a lot of hotels, restaurants, restaurants can find out why this side of the table is always occupied and why the other tables are not getting occupied. So some people has to put in brains while pitching these products in. And once some put in, another beauty is that it is, if I'm not wrong, these guys are at 1.8 mm of lens and 180-degree fish wrap. 180-degree field of view. So if you are extreme left or extreme right of the camera, and the guy who has some bad intention and is thinking that he's not coming under the field view of camera, he is jolly well mistaken, because everything is getting captured. So I will not waste more time, but you can go to the price list, find it out what types of panoramics we have. But these are generally three types: 180-degree bullet and dome, and then 360-degree. Just for the sake of taking this presentation, I am right now putting focus on license plate. I will request not to pitch in directly right now, because India, we guys are working on it, because how types of funny number plates we have. People put in a lot of emotional statements in the number plates, and then we have single line, two lines, and way of people are not accepting the specific format of the number plates as fixed. Different states, religions, different cultures. So we guys are working on it. We have installed 3-4 cameras, and R&D is taking a lot of video captures from the different license plates we are giving them, and we are still working on it. So please don't sell it in aggressively, but yes, people have still bought it. They have found this product to be still better than the other brands, and we have sold some decent numbers in last 2 quarters. But you can try it if you want to try it at some small focused area, like people want to put it up in their villas main gates and all. Like I had done it for my house. It is working perfectly fine. So I will not go into the specific brand categories of LPR cameras, but this is one interesting category which is going to create a lot of waves in the market. This is a radar base, and it can pick up 200 kilometer per hour speeds, specific models, and 120 FPS. And because it is a radar, so it can cover 4 lanes from one single camera. Okay, I will not go deep into it, but it has excellent features like blacklist, whitelist. Cars which whose numbers are blacklisted would not be allowed, and they would not be allowed. So it means there will be alarms, the gates will not get opened. Okay, and in a standard European and American types of number plate, about 95%. Okay, so we guys are working for India, and I'm sure in next 3 months, not more than that, you can say the Q1 of 2022, we should be up and ready with analytics, and we should be able to give you a decent recognition rate in India. So again, I'm talking about what I had already spoken, but now the slides are there, so I repeat. We have specific 120 FPS, 360-degree cameras, 42x optical zooms, and we have cameras up to 12 megapixels. So this is not specific to one specific type of cameras, but this is what you can get out of the Milesight from the different division of the products we carry in Milesight. Okay, and these are the few features which you, as a when you go to the market, you should talk about it, where people are ready to give you premium. Okay, and the best part is that we being doing a decent business with Milesight today. Milesight is a recognized name, and some of the resellers try to import directly from other countries, but later or sooner they come back to us because of spares, RMA. So right now we guys are doing decent job with Milesight, and I will request sincere partners like you to put focus here, and we guys will do good in good time to come. As I explained to you earlier only, that we have cameras which can go up to 0.001 lux, and we have smart IR with low beam and high beam. Our WDRs is wide dynamic range. What is a WDR? Basically, I explain you. When you reach an area, when you have sunlight coming from one side and then there is a dark, like parking lots, entry gates. it is a noise of the light, the ambience. So WDR is wide dynamic range, which gives you, it filters you out. It creates a neutral picture and show you on the live or recorded mode. And the higher the WDR, the better it can filter out. So generally, when you will see the competition, the WDR, you should see the data sheets goes up to 60 or 80. Our basic WDR is 120, and we go up to 140 dB. And the best part is we do 3-in-1 super WDR. So what it does, camera, that it takes 3 pictures of WDR at 120 and 140, which are the best, merge it, and then show you the live view to give you the best output. This is called Super WDR sitting on Pro 140 dB. Okay. Deblur, you know that deblurring, like blurring is there, when you have fog or when the vehicle is going fast or the guy is running, you will find a blurring image. When you pick up your camera of your mobile also and the guy just runs around in front of it, you will find blurring. So we have a deblurring in our all cameras. You can deblur it, and the camera live video stream deblurs it and records it. Same with in winter week, lot of, like now in India, fogs are coming up and because of winter season. So current weather is perfect for Milesight because we have defogs. PIRS is well aware, everyone knows about it, that it when you switch on the PIRS, it focuses the nearest and the farthest image the same way. Okay. This is interesting and very good. And this is VC and AI, which we have already explained you. Okay. Like object left, object remove, loitering, line cross. We don't charge you for this. All this comes as an edge part of the product. There is no license cost. Earlier, Milesight used to charge you for VC analytics, which have some 10 features. Okay, which I can show you some 8-9 features here on this slide. So if you will click that data sheet which I showed you on the pricing, you will find the list of those 10 features, which is part and parcel of any camera you buy it from Milesight. Okay, so Milesight has all that analytics, virtual analytics built in. Over and above that, AI, you have region counts and human detection region wise. So that will also come in the next slide. So these are the two things which is there in the AI, which is not there in VCA, is that people count. And then I said you that people count can be like what I explained you about heat map in Panoramic. You can also do people count region wise. You can create 4 regions in one area. That you want to do a people count, not only like generally when you do people count, the camera takes people count of everyone who's crossing it. But in our case, we can create some 4 areas in that video feed and ask the camera that area A has how many people, B has how many people, C and D has how many people, and creates events and alarms accordingly. And then you can centrally manage all that MIS into one dashboard. That is the beauty of AI analytics which is coming in. Okay. Face detection is the second feature which is unique about AI, which is not there in the VCA, is that you do the face detections, you see the glasses or mask, do centralized management and throw this video feed to the face analysis or face recognition, where you want to map the attendance or do ABC types of activities. There are a lot of software, but slowly, as I explained you and I told you, I cannot commit you the date, but the next thing which is coming up would be edge-based face recognition as well in Milesight. This is IoT. I will not waste my time into it because still we are not pushing this, but just think about it. There's a technology called LoRaWAN. It's a high distance Wi-Fi type of a technology with a very less wattage. Okay, and nowadays when you do smart cities, you want, for an example, a license plate camera at a red light, and there is a challan, or there is a issue, or there is a fire in a building. and this part of the area is being connected on LoRaWAN. It takes the sensor input from a LoRaWAN sensor. It goes to the camera. Camera creates an alarm or an event and show it to the command center and create an alarm. So LoRaWAN and IoT is the next big thing. Don't think only in perspective of this diagram which is there on the slide, but you can think about in your house, in any area where you guys work. For an example, I'm telling you now, right now there is too much of pollution in Delhi, and so we have Milesight is also launching pollution sensors. Now, whenever you talk of an IoT, there are three components, friends. One is a sensor, the other is LoRaWAN, which is a carrier, and then there is a camera, and then there is an alarm. So Milesight is into sensors, Milesight is into cameras, and Milesight is also giving you an event generation out of the surveillance. So all these things we are doing it. We as a salesman has to find out the way while pitching to that specific customer that yes, my friend, that this is what Milesight is as a company roadmap is or the products are. So these are the different clamp designs we have. Milesight operates from multiple countries, and these are all the high-end VMS applications or third-party companies who are working with Milesight. And let me also tell you, I don't know it would be there on the slide or not. Generally, you would have heard of OnWIF S, T, and G. Now, because IoT is coming up, license plates are coming up, face detections are coming up, and then you have to integrate the third party, or you have to install it at a smart city command center with too much of data. We call it in our language metadata, META data, metadata is coming up. So there is a new OnWIF which is coming up. It's called OnWIF M for Madras, M for Madhya Pradesh. So Milesight cameras which are into that specific usage are also OnWIF M compliant. Okay. NVRs, we have multiple NVRs by Milesight, but as I said you, based on the BIAS, we have shortlisted few NVRs. But yes, we have 8 channels, 16 channels, and 32 and 64 channels NVRs, which are BIAS certified and are there in the price list. Excellent. As I explained you on the difference in technology of the features of NVR cameras, the same thing goes with the NVRs. Our all NVRs are UHD, 4K NVRs. Okay, we don't make standard NVRs. Okay, we have NVRs where they want two outputs, different types of outputs playing simultaneously. So again, I will request please pick up the data sheet and the brand. Don't make it as a benchmark that all NVRs will give you multiple video outputs. So request to see that. But yes, 4K is a standard feature, but we give it to all our NVRs. Okay. Another interesting feature, which is unique in terms of camera, you can see my mouse, is called automatic network replenishment. You know, our all cameras has a built-in SD cards. Any camera starting from 10,000 bucks, basic camera, we have SD card built in. So for an example, your NVR goes down or your pipe goes down, your carrier goes down, there's recording starts happening in SD card, and as soon as the recording link goes up, all the data is being fed back in the NVR. So this is called ANR, automatic network replenishment. Okay. Then we have RAIDs. RAIDs has a standard definition, 0, 1, 5, 6, 10. We have to support up to RAID 10. I'm not good in IT, but yes, what I all understand is that based on the RAID, you can have your video stream recorded into different types of hard disks, same at the same time, or partial. Like for example, there's a video stream which is coming in hard disk A will also get recorded in hard disk B, which might be a basic RAID, but you might need that the recording which is happening at number 1 NVR also goes parallel to 3 hard drives, or the second file goes to the first file goes to the hard disk 1, the second file goes to the hard disk 2, or might be like this. So there are different types of RAIDs. You can actually go to the Wikipedia and find out what types of RAIDs, what is the definition of RAID. But yes, we support up to RAID 10. Okay, our all NVRs are N+1, so people, if looking for high-end redundancy, they can go for NVR N+1. But just because we support ANR, a price-conscious customer is far happy than ANR. But if it is a big corporate customer and he says he wants a full redundancy, either he can choose rates or he can have multiple NVRs as well, so that he does not have any point of failure, full point of failure issues in future. Transcoding is again beautiful thing. Sometimes what happens, you would have heard of primary stream and secondary stream, which is generally or third type of stream. Basically, type of streams depends on the type of, the camera has capability to put multiple streams. People use lesser bandwidths for viewing and higher pixels for storage. Okay, because people want to view it from their 4Gs or 5Gs or from a broadband connection, so they will require a primary stream or secondary stream based on the bandwidth they carry. Yes, transcoding is a more intelligent way of doing it. So it also senses the live network situation and reduces the stream accordingly. Okay, smart way of transcoding. It changed the codecs. It transcodes the stream based on the live bandwidth, like what generally video conferences does. This NVR also is capable of doing it. Okay, generally you would have seen of this is again second, which is unique. You would have seen that there is only one type of recording and one type of live view, but we can do enable simultaneously different types of primary and secondary stream recording parallelly. Okay, on two different servers. So these are some unique things what we speak about. I had explained to you about VCA. Smart search is good. For an example, you want, like, you have opened a motion detection in this area, but you want search option available that when there is a motion specifically to this area vis-a-vis the full area which you had defined, so you can select it, smart search it, and get the reports. Okay, there's another interesting feature which will come in the slide. I will not talk about it. So yes, we have multiple smart solutions like softwares. Some people does not want NVRs, they don't want to invest on NVRs, or they want to invest on the NVRs but they want to view through a software applications. Then people want to view the cameras and NVRs through the mobile apps or iPads. So we have a Milesight Pro apps and smart tools like CMS and VMS, which are free and up to I think 256 terminals. You can download it and see it and get it. Over and above that, Milesight CMS and Milesight VMS, you may ask me question, what is the difference? In a Milesight CMS, you can also link the NVRs, but in a VMS, you take a direct feed from the cameras and you store it. So VMS is a substitute of NVR, but CMS is primarily a live screen, a monitoring screen, taking feeds from NVR and camera. You can't store videos or storage in CMS. Okay, and based on the cameras or NVRs you have, whatever applications we spoke, you can play around with, like crowd management, NPRs, fish wrapping. Okay, all those whatever capabilities there in the cameras, we can take the feed directly and see it on our CMS screen. We have recently sorry, I jumped this slide. This is a very interesting thing. We have recently, around 2 months back in October, I think 1 month back only, last month only, we have launched a VMS Enterprise. Coming soon is not the right word because it's an old, as I told you, it is 3 months back presentation. So now it has been launched and there is a promotional scheme which has come yesterday only. If you will go to the Milesight website, you will find that scheme on the homepage. It has been launched yesterday, where for 1 year, they are giving this at 1/10 of the cost. Okay, and if you guys want, I can share you the webinar video link of VMS Enterprise, what VMS Enterprise can do, capabilities in terms of hardware architecture. So just to give you an feel of it, it can take up to 2000 cameras. It is an on-whiff solution. So you can plug in any camera with this, not specifically Milesight. It works on server client architectures, and it has very high-end applications and features. Whatever is there in the camera, you can play around with their softwares. Okay. If you are interested, you can speak to JD, me, or Rajesh. We can send you the webinar video link. It's a 50-minute video link, but I will request you to see it. The package and the scheme is good. Think about it. I will share you the scheme soon, and you can play around and buy one if you want. It has a throwaway prices. This is the new Milesight app which we have launched last month. Earlier, the top one was the view of Milesight MSight Pro, and this is the latest one which I am using it for my house, and it gives you the live view streaming in a much unclustered way. The best part is you can also go into the recording part, not only view the camera, you can see the NVR, you can play around, you can go to the files as you do it with a normal screen on a computer. You can do any damn thing from a mobile app now. I can create an alarm. If I see, I can raise an alarm from my app. I can pick up, I can get the sensors on, I can go to the feedbacks, I can go to here, I can here see the recorded files, I can search the things straight from my mobile app. Very, very intelligent and smart app we have launched. So this is that brand new VMS architecture enterprise I was talking about. Okay, it has a just to say what's written out of here. It's a flexible, reliable, extensible. As I said, it has a video wall interoperability. It is give you customized video wall environments so that when you want to hook up it on a video walls, all AI and VCA analytics you can have in this camera. It is ONVIF compliant. You can plug in the different cameras of different brands, but obviously based on the camera's brain, it will give you the outputs out over here on the VMS. Okay. As I explained to you and told you on the video wall, it's written here on the left side that you can have customized screen templates in this VMS Enterprise. This is a new app which we launched recently where you can do live view playbacks, which I explained you just 5 minutes back. Okay, so all this is possible now in applications because today companies, again I will not name it, it is not ethical, but there are professional VMS companies who are charging bombs for their pricing. $600 a port. Port means a channel means one camera. The camera might be $100, but the VMS is $600, and then their support and renewal costs are again another bombs which comes on our head. So this way, Milesight new VMS Enterprise is price effective. So big customers and corporates, yes, with the product what we are missing today, we have in our hand. So I will. This is one thing what the Milesight is talking about, that we have everything and we can help you with the full surveillance solutions. So what I explained in the IoT is the same thing what it's talking about. Like in US, I'm sure you guys would have gone that based on the traffic, the red light operates. So for an example, in India, if there's 60-second defined on every red light, your number will only come after all those 3 red lights have covered that 60 seconds. But when you go in much developed nations, they are sensors on the road and they find the traffic, and based on the traffic's that specific road has on that junction, the time of the red lights changes. So all that intelligence comes from sensors, but that intelligence of sensor has to be taken up through a surveillance camera to the command center where it operates. So there are different types of smart ways of working. I'm sure India will catch up, but it's the right time that we work with such companies who are thinking in that league. So Milesight is one of it, and I'm sure we guys will do good together along with you. As I explained you, our license plate cameras, which are coming with radar, will have all those analytics built in. So blacklisting, whitelisting, scheduling that this car is allowed at this time or not, speed trafficking, everything would be there. Once we are able to capture our number plates in India and make these people understand that India is a diverse nation. So this is all about it. If you want, we can share you these slides. I don't have much more on Milesight to talk about. Retail solution is another one segment we got. One thing very interesting slide. You can see the right slide, which is POS integration. This is the which I was talking just 2 minutes back that I will tell you later. This was coming soon, but now it has come. Now, what we guys are doing in AI cameras, please don't start selling it. Good to talk about it because they have done some API interface. So let's say, for example, you go to a shopping mall. Jyotirmay goes to a shopping mall and he buys a scotch, and the person on the POS is punching the POS, beef this, tomato this, scotch this. At the same time, there's a burglary happens and the guy, picks up and Jyotirmay is in shock. But he remembers that this is the time, this POS guy knows that I was selling a scotch, and by that time something stupid happened in shopping mall. So the NVR, AI NVR, we are going to launch AI based NVRs as well in next 3 months. Will all not only capture the video stream but the POS feed also. So you can search scotch bottle with a code number or the price and will take you directly to that video feed where Jyotirmay is buying that scotch. So the POS feed along with the video stream is also becomes a search option in the NVR and it gets stored. Now these are the ideas which are unique, which are different, and people might not use it. But when a buyer is buying a product or when a seller is selling a product, he knows that we are in the right hand and we are buying a technology which is not going to get obsolete on the blink of my eye, which is going to be continue for some time to come. I don't know about the future, but I think this company is putting a lot of focus and time on this. So I will just go ahead on it. So that's it. From my side, I think I have tried to cover up the best. And end of the day, my last slide always says thank you. And I'm always with you, for you, available. And before I close it, I'm sure you guys know that our cameras are SIP enabled cameras, which is again one unique thing. Okay. There are very few, I can say one, which is Grand Stream, which we pitch into a more economical. And I again tell every partner of us that Grand Stream and Milesight complement each other, So when we go into a customer and they buy some, let's say 100 cameras or 150 cameras, and they are looking for a product which is price effective as well. So we always do mix and match of Grand Stream and Milesight and pitch into the customer, because we can not only talk about technology, because India is a price conscious country. So thereby he feels good about it. So if there are 100 cameras, we know that 40 are the critical locations and 60 are not critical locations, or 20 is the critical and 80 are non-critical. So we pitch in Grand Stream and Milesight, create a mixture of it, put it on Milesight NVR, and he's a happy man. And he says, fine, I go for it. So we have all these things which are unique and different. And that's it from my side. If any questions, you can ask me.